Hi everyone, Phoenix here. Welcome back to my nest. Today we are going to be talking about milk alternatives such as hemp milk, soy milk, almond milk, cashew milk, the step-by-steps on how you would make these, and why it's actually better to do it yourself versus getting it at the store. Don't worry, for the recipe I'm going to do today, I will be posting it on my Facebook page. If you have any questions, feel free to hit the comment section below or my Facebook page. Let's get started. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I will have this recipe posted on my Facebook page once this video has been uploaded to YouTube, so that way if you want to recreate it yourself and even do an alternative yourself, you're more than welcome to. Now, before you get started, you want to make sure you have all the equipment that you need. You'll need a measuring cup, a bowl, you'll need a food processor or a blender, you will need one or the other, a liquid measuring cup full of water, a glass bottle that you'd like to keep it in, a funnel, and then these are called nut bags. They're used when you're making milk alternatives such as almond milk, cashew milk, soy milk, or hemp milk, which is what I'll be making today. Now, if you were actually going to make an almond milk, a cashew milk, or a soy milk, you would have extra steps than what you would do in today. The first thing you would do is you would take your bowl, you'd fill it full of your nuts, you'd cover it with water, and you'd let it sit in the fridge for 4 hours or overnight, which would be best. And the reason why that is because almonds and cashews have a tough exterior, and it's sometimes hard for humans to digest it. So when you soak it overnight, it breaks it down. It actually increases the enzymes too, which brings more nutrients to you. You're going to then drain them out, and then you'll put the almonds or the cashews into your food processor or blender, put clean water in, and then you would continue on with the rest of the recipe. If you're doing soy milk, after you've soaked them overnight and then you've processed them in clean water, you'll then also want to sit them on the stovetop and simmer them for a while, as a soy is a legume and it's actually not good to eat raw. Now, I'm actually doing hemp milk today. It is my preferred milk. I really love it. It's nice and creamy. You can make it as creamy or as watery as you want with any of the alternative milks. I already have 1 1/3 cups of hemp seeds in here. I have 2 cups of water in here. Now you can go ahead and process as is. I sometimes like to add a little bit of vanilla extract to it. I always like to add a pinch of kosher salt. Now, salt's good for a lot of recipes, not a whole lot, but just a little bit, because salt will actually bring forth the flavor that you're looking for. That should be enough. And then if you want to, you can also make it sweetened. You can use agave syrup, you can use regular simple syrup that you've made yourself. You can use regular cane sugar. I actually like to use Truvia. And you're just going to take a spoonful, or however much you want it. I'm not going to make this overly sweet because I will probably also use it for cooking this week. And that's the other thing you got to keep in mind. When you're making your alternate milk, if you want to flavor it with lavender, if you want to flavor it with mint, if you want to flavor it with vanilla, you have to see, are you drinking it as is? Are you adding it to cereal? Are you adding it to bread? Are you adding it to a dish that usually requires milk, but you're trying to find an alternative to it? Whatever you add to here will be tasted in your recipe, so you always have to be careful about that. I'm going to add on the lid. Now, you won't hear me for a moment, obviously, but here, we're gonna get going on this. You wanna stop it for a moment, just to test to see if the texture is where you're at. Not quite there for myself. So I'm going to process it just a little bit longer. Okay. Go ahead and set the lid aside. Move the base. I'm going to bring the bowl over. A good thing to keep in mind when you start cooking, if you don't cook often, is to try to do a clean as you go method. It helps keep your kitchen clutter free, and that way when you're done, you're not completely overwhelmed by turning around and all of a sudden seeing a mound of dishes at your sink, because that will really start to discourage you from wanting to cook, and cooking is a great way to relax and to see what you really do like. Okay. Now you're going to pour your milk alternative into the bag. Lift and then gently squeeze the cloth so all the liquid will start coming out. You'll feel the pulp inside, and once you feel that the pulp is dry, that's when you know you're done. Set that aside to be clean. Always good to have paper towels close by on hand too. You take your bottle. I like this one because it has a nice stopper already attached to it, so I can't possibly ever lose the lid. I had a bottle that had an attached lid, lost it all the time. And there you go. Now when you make the milk yourself, it stands to reason that the milk will last anywhere from 7 to 10 days. Now sometimes it won't last that long because, well, you've drank it all. So try to buy a bottle of the size you think you're going to use the most. I usually make this twice a week, so this is the perfect size bottle. Depends on how much you're cooking, if you're going to drink it, if you're going to just have it with your cereal. That's really going to determine the size bottle. You can always get more than one and just rotate it out. When you're almost empty of the other one, just fill up a brand new one, and that way you can just keep circulating and not have to worry about it. Now, a reason why you would want to do this versus buying it at the store are several different reasons. One, you could actually make it whatever flavor you want. Whatever you're going to find at the store, it's going to be very limited. If you like lavender in it or you want a honey taste to it, you can now add that to your milk. The other reason is this amount would cost you $4 at the store. And if you are lactose intolerant or you're trying to be healthier and cut dairy out of your diet, that $4 is going to add up really quickly. So this is actually a nice way, whereas this bag cost me $10, and I can make at least 5 bottles out of that one bag. It also depends on how creamy you're making it, but usually I get 4 to 5 bottles out of that one bag, which is the cost of what 2 of those boxes would have been at the store. So it might be a really good idea if you do have a food processor or a blender to maybe start making your own versions of the alternative milk. Well, I hope this video has inspired you to try alternative milk on your own terms, to try new recipes, and maybe make your own version of your own milk. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please hit the comment section below. If you have a recipe that you'd like me to post of your milk alternative, go ahead and let me know. I'll be more than happy to post on my Facebook page. And I hope to see you guys next time. This is Phoenix. See you later.